Hey, welcome to the Macro Chat live show. I'm so happy you're here. This is the place where we talk about close-up photography, macro photography, and micro photography. And I see Jan's here. You know, I was telling Ashley I need to have something that makes noise instead of me doing woohoo, because I'm not going to do that anymore. But thank you, Jan, for being here. So, hi, Pat. Hello. Oh, hi, Jazz Tune 1880. How are you? Welcome. Nice to see you. And if you're a newbie, I would love for you guys to tell us where you're from, because it's so cool to be able to chat with all you people that love to see photographs up close and personal. So yeah, today's an exciting day for me, or an exciting show. I actually even was sent the members, I'm like, hey, you guys, it's going to be so much fun. We are going to chat about some great images that are coming up. I've got 2 videos for you, and I can't believe On1. Holy moly, you guys. On1 is rocking it. I'm so excited about it. So I'm going to talk about that today too. So I do want to let you guys know that I do. Oh, hi, Catherine. How are you? Nice to see you. I do want to let you guys know that I am about 30 seconds to a minute delayed. So just let you know. And we are here, like it says, every other Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I am today with you guys by myself. And I do my best once a month to have a photographer, a macro photographer, close up or micro photographer on the show once a month. So what it happens is when I'm talking to you guys, it's really interactive. I'm like, and hi, Francine. Hi, Jan. Yeah. And, oh, Eugenie's here. Eugenie. Yay. Eugenie's here. Oh, I'm here. Eugenie. Okay. I have to laugh at myself. But it's totally interactive. I'm looking at the chat. I'm talking to you guys. I want you guys to chat it up. It's a little harder when we have a guest. But yes, Eugenie's got us a great image, and so does Jan. So I'm super excited about talking about feedback on the images that we have today. So thanks, ladies, for bringing those images in. That makes a big, huge plus for this show. So again, let's see. Last show was awesome too. Oh, thank you so much, Jan. Oh my gosh. I totally appreciate it. Now, I don't know if you guys know before we dive into the show. So what I do is I try to get the links in underneath after the show, whatever we talk about, so you guys can come back later and check out links. One thing I'm going to do though right now is I'm going to share this link to On1. Holy moly. Oh, it says try again, edit, try again. I don't know. Wouldn't give me a shortcut maybe. Hold on one sec. Okay, forget the shortcut. Oh, it's not giving me my On1 shortcut. Oh, no, I guess it's upset. I wanted to give you guys On1. I'll do it in a little bit. When we have a video going, I'll get the On1 information for you guys. So, what was I going to say? I just lost it. Anyway, I can't believe it. So, I wanted to share the On1. That is so funny. I have my show notes in front of me. This is live. This is live. So, let's go ahead and let's just dive in and see a real quick video before we get in. Oh, wait, Andy, you know what? I forgot this is what I want to say. So the next show I have scheduled in Monica Royale, and oh my gosh, wait till you see her water drops. I am going to put that link also down below because her water drops will inspire you to bring out that water and play. They're absolutely gorgeous. So now let's go ahead and watch the video.
The Macro Chat Live Show is brought to you by SJP's Membership Program, a membership program for macro and landscape photographers. The membership program will work on your journey. We have monthly challenges, live calls, bonuses, and live workshops for you to attend. To see more details, head on to membership.sullivanjphotography.com. Check out our 14-day free trial.
Oh, I'm back. I look kind of funky. Do you see that, Andy? Tell me, you guys, if I look funky. It could just be my view. Oh, it's Skype, AD saying. Okay, bummer. Let's see what's. Yeah, okay. So basically, AD saying Skype's giving him a pretty crappy whatever connection. So he'll work on that on the background. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. Um, Hi, Janice. It's Jan C. You're doing my photo? Yes, I am. I am doing your photo, Jan C. Yes, I am. I was just saying thank you so much for bringing that photo in because I am working. I'm definitely going to chat about your photo. So, yes, it's a very beautiful image. So, we're going to dive into that into the critique section. So, because we are seeing macro, that's what we want to talk about today. We want to see up close. This is what we're talking. Seeing, we see three-dimensional, but when we want to photograph, it's time to see macro and close-up and micro. And so I actually am going to talk to you about how I see, but like I say, it's an interactive day today or show today. So I would love for you guys to tell me when you photograph up close, tell me what excites you about seeing your images, your macro images. I want to see the feel that people get, and I'm curious to see if it's kind of, if we are similar or if we're different. So it's kind of like a, just a little test, I guess. So let's see. And I know, like I said, I have a 30-second delay, and it looks like I'm a little pixelated. So hopefully that can, hopefully that will, Skype will do better, or we'll just do the best that we can. So yes, so it is interactive. Let me know in the chat, please, when you guys photograph macro. Tell me what excites you when you are doing this, when you're doing the close-up or the macro or the micro photography. Tell me what excites you. And then while you're writing that down, I am going to tell you what I do when I go out to photograph or when I'm in studio. So for me, I absolutely love seeing things that my eyes cannot see. This is the macro side of me. The macro side wants me, I just love it when I can take the image, share it to the world, something that they would not normally see, and then hopefully they respect the small. So they respect the flower, they respect the bug, they respect the grass. It's something for me that that's why I always say that 1,000 words does make a difference. And that's what I'm hoping for me. So the first thing is that's what I love. The second thing that I do is that as you become into a business, if that's what you want, some people don't want a business, but then when you do and you really want to go and broaden off, say to, sell your work, then you start thinking about your clients. First, you're still shooting the way you want, but then I start thinking about my clients, like what do they want? What kind of images that will get them excited and help them, with whatever they want, their home, maybe a project they're doing or whatever. That's the second thing that I do when I'm going out there. And then the third thing that I get excited about is pushing myself way out of the creative zone just to try something so different. I am the type of person that just does not like the same. I'm always liking to change things up. I get bored very easily. My mind is going a mile a minute. The members know that Ashley keeps me organized, and but I still have that. I still have the crazy stuff. So let's see. Jan A says, seeing things that you can't see with the naked eye. See? Awesome. Okay, you guys, come on, Catherine. Come on, Eugenie. Tell me what's up. Jazz Tune, Pat, tell me what you guys like when you're when you're actually photographing? I mean, what gets you so excited to pick up that camera and just start going for it? So I would love to know. So I'm giving you my different views because you're going to see a video soon. And then, so when I see for the love, I see for my clients, I see things that, oh my gosh, I just want to try something totally different, whatever it is, color, movement, whatever. And then I put here, I don't do this. I put a question mark, but I know a lot of people do. Sometimes people love to shoot for the platform. So if they're a huge Instagram person, they may see everything square or whatever, and they'll just shoot for the platform. I personally don't do that, but I know I put that in there just in case. I was curious if any of you guys actually do that. So let's see. All right. Yes, Janice. I love to photograph the unseen and show another look for everyone to appreciate the beauty. Very cool. That Eugenie and Jazz Tune. I love the detail and colors in macro. Very cool. The details and colors. Yes. And then Eugene says, Eugenie is beside Francine. Is that your, let me see. Is that your name, Francine? Is Eugenie? I'm curious on that one. Just got to get to know you more. Catherine, she likes seeing the details. I also love being challenged to be creative. Yeah, and macro is very challenging. See, Eugenie answers besides. I don't understand. See? Oh, they're together. Okay, gotcha. AD's helping me out. Woo! Okay, very cool. Yeah, so a lot of it is detailed. I know there's some photographers that maybe not even into detail. They're into the soft look, into the flowing, and like the colors. So it's cool. See, I really love to see what you guys get excited about. And it's an awesome feeling to have the excitement. Sometimes, though, when we're out photographing and we get excited, but we're saying to ourselves, oh, there's nothing really there to photograph. We'll have our camera and you're in an area. I say take your camera anyways, and I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and play that river video, and then we'll talk about the images afterwards. The one, yes, the outdoor one. There's Coco with me photographing. So we're in the middle of the desert. Macro chatters, you can photograph anywhere, right? You think you can't photograph? Oh, here comes a big boat. There's some ducks right there. There's a big boat. And so what I did was I decided, let's go see what's over here in this area. You can hear me without the, oh, I didn't even see these until right now. I'm gonna have to bring the camera back. Coco, look at all these pink flowers. Okay, I'm coming back to this, see what I can get. I didn't even see these until I'm talking to you guys. See how pretty these are? Real pretty. I took a couple pictures of these because I found this in the middle of the desert. Here's the water. And then I found some more trees over here, and I found a little bit of these, but not as much as I just shared with you before. Anything with colors, it makes it interesting in the desert. You get excited, as you could tell by my voice. There's some pretty grass over there next to Coco. I'll check out that grass, see if I can get anything with that. Some lines, maybe some abstract. And no matter where you're at, just bring your camera and see what you could do. Coco. 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 There's hubby. Wasn't that fun? I just did that last weekend. And the reason why I wanted to share with you is that I was seeing macro. I wanted you to see a video of everything kind of like deserty, and what can I find? Is there anything out there? I mean, if there wasn't any of the nature stuff that you saw, then I definitely would have looked at the rocks or the water and, stuff like that. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to share my screen right now so you could see the images. So this is an image that I totally just did crazy stuff that I was like, people do, they're not really, it's not normal, but I personally love it. So this is something that was for me. I love it. I loved just viewing it, the colors, the whole line thing. Definitely loved it. Then what I ended up doing was, like I said, I started thinking, and I do this a lot. I start thinking about my clients, and nowadays I actually shoot because I work with photographers. But in this weekend, what I was thinking was, if I was going out to shoot for my clients, then that's how I would work. I would say, okay, I love this. I would love to have this in my home. So this is a close-up. This is the close-up that I shot. Now, what I want to do, let me see if I could get this going here. Hold on one second. I want to share with you this. This right here, this is what I used to do. Now I'm sharing what I do. You guys could be totally different, but I want you to keep seeing macro, but seeing macro for your reasons. You were saying what you love. I would love to challenge you to go beyond that. So you say the things that you love, to see up close, the colors, all that fun stuff. I love what you guys gave me. Now I want you to see a little bit above that, or beyond that, actually, not above it. So, okay, you like that. That's your love. Now, who do you want this work to go to? Do you care? If you don't care, don't even worry about it. But if you do want to go further with it, this is what I would do. So I was just telling Andy that I was actually going to go to college for industrial design. So I do know interior design stuff and industrial design information. I have a friend that's interior design, actually several friends that are interior designers. So that was and then I was really big on LinkedIn and connected with these people. And that's how I got into the hospitality world. I didn't even know photographers, but this is what I would do. I would start looking at trends and colors and just go on to decor and just look at things of what's kind of coming out now, and just see it. And I still do that because I love to do this. This is something that I love. So think within yourself. You're going to say within yourself, okay, I love macro. How can I push this and see my macro a little bit differently? So I'm just going to share something really quick. I'm going to go fast. I'm going to share this one with you. Okay, so here's the color right here, but this is the one. Oh my gosh, it's way down here. Here it is. Okay, so let's see if I can click on this image. This is the image that I was thinking. So I love the lines, the color, all that fun stuff. This is what I would be doing. So when I go out to photograph, what I would do is I'd shoot this. Now, not every the photographer is going to be like, what the hell is that, Janice? I didn't care what photographers said when I got into this realm. This is a realm that is pushing beyond you. I know that this right here would hit a lot of people that are involved with the hospitality, hotels, doing very exquisite homes because of the lines and the colors and all that stuff. So that's what I wanted you guys to really focus on, was seeing photography. We can come back to me now, AD, when you get a chance. That's what I want you to do. I want to challenge you guys. I want you to keep seeing that close-up micro and all that stuff. And then also take it to the next limit on who do you want to see, and then start doing some research. Maybe you want to be in a book or a catalog on bugs. or whatever, or you want to do the interior design, or no, you don't want to do that. You just want to go into a show, then that's totally different. And you're going to see things differently. So thank you, Jan. I totally appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Pat says, oh, okay. So Eugenie, Eugenie is your middle name. Got you. See, I get to learn you more and more. That's so cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Pat says, I like the challenge of trying to replicate a new technique I've seen. That's a lot of fun too, because not only can you replicate that, which is so much fun, you could take it above and beyond what you would like to push through that. So yeah, that is definitely a fun thing to do when it comes to macro. Like, who's doing this? Let's try this. Let's learn a new technique, and then even pushing it different, just trying something different. Yeah, so that's very cool. I love that. Okay, let's see. So okay, so now before I dive in and get this stuff ready, because we are going to get into the critique area, what I want to do is I want these two ladies, Eugenie and Jan, gave me some images. And I tell you guys every single time, they really do. I mean, Eugenie really, she's the one that got me into really focusing on today's scene macro. So one of the things that one of the guys, I think it was Bill, he had said it was hard for him to see what I was doing when I actually go in to share with you some of the software. So I thought, I'm going to change it up. Janice doesn't like things totally the same. So what I did this time is I made a video. Like, I would do this normally live. If it's something small, I'll still do it live. It's not a big deal. But when someone's asking a question that I feel needs a little bit more, and you can't see my mouse, what I did was I went ahead and made this video so you can see my mouse. I had because this mouse pose was not working for my computer last time, any of you guys that did the show. So this time, I got to do it. I got to do a video. So I did that, and I think I will be doing that more often, to tell you the truth, so you can really see the strokes and what I'm doing. But if you want, please check out down below. You can join our Facebook group. I always ask them first your questions and what images you like. If I don't get images from there, then I go to the professional macro group that we have. But first is the Macro Chat Live group and Facebook. If you're not digging, see, then you could go, if you're not digging the Facebook, go to down here, it says, or over here, opposite way, sullivanjphotography.com. Macro Live is here. And you can submit images and ask questions there. And I always check it before the show, so you can ask there, okay? So what we're going to do, let me make sure that, yes, so what I want to do is I want to get Jan's stuff up first, because Eugenie, I made you a video and it's all on one. So we're going to talk about Jan's image first. So let's go ahead and get into the critique time thing. I'm too slow. I was taking a drink of water, you guys. Okay. Let me see. Am I on? Oh, let me see. Hold on one sec. Let's see. Let's see where I'm at. Okay. Now, I'm going to read Jan's information. And I'm so appreciative that she gave me some really good stuff. So she says, let's see. She says about her background. I started casually taking photos of flowers last summer. Prior to that, I rarely took any photos, and when I did, they were mostly of my pets. So I love that you're changing it up and you're stepping out of the box, Jen. In January, I joined several Facebook groups, and they inspired me to learn flower photography and macro photography. After 6 months of practice, things are finally beginning to make sense, which is very, very cool. So let's see. She says, I love macro photography, but sometimes she struggles with composition. Not everything is so beautiful up close or close up. I do like this image. However, the composition is a little different for an iris. I think the beards form a nice leading line and I like the colors. I shot the photo from a tripod. The specs are 1/4 of a second at f11 ISO 100 using AV. She used a 100 millimeter macro lens and then she cropped the photo to get up close. So she did send me 2 images, and I'm going to share that. I hope you don't mind, Jan. I am going to share that. So what she said is, because I asked her for a higher res. What you're seeing right now is a very low resolution. So the details are not popping up as well as they would. So she had some issues trying to get it again. So she said, she basically, what she did is she redid the image that you're going to see, and she primarily used Color Effects Pro in Lightroom. She says, but I believe I recreated, she recreated it on this image. So she said she also had to go into Photoshop for some quick work with the healing brush, and she did some dodging and selective color adjustments to lighten some of the color cast that probably came from the treatment of the Effects Pro. So she says, of course, the color casts are still there, but I'm not sure how to get rid of them without playing around with the cloning tool. And I will share with you, Jen, how to do that. A long story short, editing is not perfect, but I think it's acceptable. And I think it is. You did a wonderful job. And I have to say, though, I really, really love, I got to get in close right here. Look at the way this flows here. This is gorgeous. And see how it's just I love irises. My mom's name was Iris, and irises are my favorite flower. Not only because it was my mom's name, but because they're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I love all flowers, but this is one of them that is my favorite. And I love that you put water on it. It feels good. It's refreshing. It's beautiful. You got a nice soft background. Very, very nice. So you do have some questions, and I want to talk about that. So let's see. Oh my gosh, Todd is here. Woo! Gosh, Todd, welcome. It's like 1 a.m. over in Ireland. Woohoo! Thank you for coming. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. And Pat says, great capture. Yes, it is. So we're going to talk about seeing macro. So you're seeing macro. I'm seeing your image. You went ahead and cropped it because you wanted to get up close. So there's something that you might want to do. Instead of cropping, you might want to get an extension tube if you want to keep getting up close like this. That's just a suggestion. They're really cheap. I'll put that down below. I'll write myself a note, extension tube. That's pretty cheap, and it'll get you closer. So if you're starting to like that, definitely do it. But there is issues of less depth of field, so that might be a problem for you. But again, this is just something I like to throw out. So you talked about leading lines. I want to talk about composition when it comes to macro photography. So macro photography is very difficult. Let's go over here. It is difficult because when you have a landscape, you got your foreground, your middle, and your background. When it comes to macro, you still have a foreground, middle, and background, but a lot of times it's just a lot. It's very different. And what I usually see is too much information in a macro shot. So really, I think this is very beautiful because your background is not taking over the actual beautiful flower that you've done. So, but this is what you started with. And I love that you have cropped it over, and we see the yellow, which is very powerful and beautiful. So I think when it comes to composition, leading lines is one of the most important things to really think about when it comes to macro photography. And also color really can either work well or take away. So pay attention to leading lines, get rid of distractions, and pay attention to your saturation or colors and making sure that it enhances your main subject or takes away your main subject. Always, if you are having a very soft image, see, like this is all in focus. So my eyes are going right over here to the water drops, which are absolutely gorgeous. And I would definitely be careful if that's not where you wanted me to go. So that's the next thing that I want to talk about, composition. If you want my eyes to go to a part, now this is a low resolution image, so let me see if I could get onto this one real quick. And let's go in here. Yeah. So what I would do is if you wanted this to be the main subject, I would bring a little bit more yellow because it would add more color, because these are they're very powerful. And that will help you let me see this part. So that's what, it's hard when you want your eyes to go first to what you want us to see, and then you look at everything else. So you talked about that you shot in AV. I wanted to talk to you about that too. So when you shoot white, when we have the camera, the white actually, what happens is it's underexposes your shot. So, but you have a lot of green in there, and so it depends on what you had actually, your point for your exposure. But what I like to suggest, just because it's a white flower, that take a couple shots. If you're shooting AV, I'll get close to like in my camera here, I can change my AV to go either, I either wanted to go underexposed by pushing this little mechanism right here. So if I want my AV to go underexposed, then I will do that, and then I will push it to go overexposed. What I'd like to suggest to you, Jan, is when you're shooting whites like this, if you want to do AV, which means that your f-stop is the same and it's changing your shutter speed, you're letting the camera do its work on its own instead of manual mode where you're pushing it. And that's fine. If you want to do AV, go for it. But do me a favor and make the AV go underexposed a little bit and go overexposed and see what happens. So that's just a little tidbit I'd like you to try. And then you were saying that you had issues with color cast. So I'm going to share this. Okay, see this right here? You were in Lightroom. I don't know if any of you guys know, but I'm not using Lightroom or Photoshop today. Today, I'm using On1. Woo! You'll see that. I can't help it. I just love On1. And you're going to see why I love On1 in the equipment section. So stay tuned, you guys. So in Lightroom, see this little color picker right here? If you take that and then you go to your image, go to your image and you take a neutral area. So right in here, see these little gray little areas? That's kind of like a neutral. That means, there's in Lightroom, it tells you all the numbers, 62, 62, 62. That means it's all neutral, RGB, and it's all the same numbers. That means it's a neutral color. So white will be all one color, black will be all one color, gray will be all one color. If you get it close, that's all. You don't have to get it exact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to edit. Let me see if I can, let's push this over. And I'm going to share with you, ta-da, my favorite program. I love On1. Okay, well, I love it now. You know what? Now I'm rocking it. I'm going to rock On1 even more. So here I'm in the edit, and I'm going to go to this little color thing right here. That's the same thing that I was sharing with you when it came to Lightroom. And I'm going to pick the neutral color. Let's see. Boop. And see, I just got rid of the color cast. Ta-da! Your awesome image is beautiful. But if you want to change your temperature up to, this is something for you. If you don't really care or you wanted to have it, play with the temperature in your tents and you can get it the way you want it to be. So I just say the picker is really nice because it makes it easy. If I go auto, look, it screws it up. I mean, I don't really like auto, to tell you the truth. I do like what it did before, so, picking that color is usually a really nice way to get your, to get all that funkiness out. But you can use these tints. Oh, I didn't do the picker, sorry. Let's do that again. Let's go over here. I want to see what it does. I like to play. Can you tell? But you can play with this here and change things up and then, to your heart's desire if you want. So let's go ahead and see if you have any questions. I will drag this back over. You can see my pretty. I'm going to get over. So let me know if you have any questions. Let's see. I am about, again, 30 seconds, but let me see if Pat needed the color cast. That's a dropper. Composition, I went through all of that. The main things for macro that I actually play with. Some people could be different. Everyone's different. So I think that pretty much answers. Unless you have any other questions, I will keep my eye on the actual chat. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to get on, this is going to be grid. And we're going to, let's go over here real quick. I'm going to share. Oh, I'm in edit. All right. So we're going to share the next image. And okay, here we go. And I got to put it on. I forgot to do that. You guys are seeing all that. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right. Let me get onto Eugenie. Okay, that was Jan. Let me read hers. And thank you again, Jan, for introducing yourself so I get to know you better. The more you guys are on and I get to know you, then I even know how far or what your goals are on what you want to do, because that's why I asked you when you emailed me, what was your goals, because that's the main thing. So let me see. Thank you for the wonderful critique, Janice, and thanks, Pat. Oh, you are so welcome. Okay, so let's go into Eugenie. She says, I would be so grateful if you can show me how to use layers, blend them, and save the image. I love my image, but would like to make a strong storytelling out of it. Could something be done with the background? Here is my picture out of camera. So she gave me that, and then here is the picture out of camera. And I love that she flipped it around, and you're going to see, let me go back to her. She says, the flower was beautiful and thought that I waited long. She goes, and she says if she thought that she waited long enough, one of the bees would be attracted to her. And of course, I didn't want to miss my subject, so I took multiple images handheld last February in the Everglades with her Nikon D7000, and she used a 200 millimeter long lens with a converter lens of that made it 280 millimeters in total. It was a hot and beautiful windy day. This picture of mine makes me smile. Moreover, their pollination ability to give us food on our table. My afterthought is that they are so active, living creatures who are interacting with our beautiful flora. I enjoy catching these live creatures while interacting with our flora. And I totally agree. I love getting that whole feel of what they do, and they are super, super important to us. So let's go ahead and check out the video, because I answer her questions in that video better than I would be doing live. Here we go, macro chatters. Yes, I'm in On1 Photo Raw 2019, and I love it. I love it. I'm telling you right now, this is it. This is the ticket for Janice. I'm going to talk more in detail about On1 when we get to the equipment section. I know that Eugenie is diving into On1. She's not using Lightroom or Photoshop. She's down into this program, which is very cool. And they've just improved it, so talk about perfect timing. Right now, we're going to talk about her question that I just read. And we have her image that's developed right here to the left. You could see it. And over here to the right is the raw file here in the middle. I just flipped it, and I agree with her. I love the vertical look also. So she was asking about going into layers and messing around and talking about her background. So let's just look at her image really close. So let's double click on it. And here's her image. Okay. We're going to go ahead. Right now we're in the browse area, and this is all her information, but just look at her image up close. So we're looking really in close. I'm going to use the space bar, get back down, just back and forth. The hand tool is really cool. You can move things around and really dive in. What I was thinking about her background is that I love the colors here, and I could see where she wanted the green feel to it. And here is her raw file, not touch. This is straight from camera, which I absolutely love. Look at the details that she's got here. Man, very good. Very, very nice. I just love this, the details and the bee and the honey. I just totally agree with her. So I think because of her image, I love all this, but I feel like the green is overpowering. The vibrant green has overpowered the bee, but I love the lines of it. So I like her background. I think it's cool, but I just think sometimes really saturated colors will just take over the image. And then we have to dig for the bee, and the bee is the main subject here. So we're going to merge this and her raw file together. I'm going to go into Edit. And once I'm in Edit, I have the Layers panel over here to the right here. We're going to add the raw image. I'm just going to click on that. And I've left these on for you guys. I'd like to leave these on for tutorials. So it tells you what to do, and don't click off of these until you know exactly how to use the program. So we'll add the layer, and we're going to pick this, and we're going to add it, and here it is above. So there's certain ways that you can play with this. Now I'll just take the easy route. I'm going to just do the easy route for sure. Because, let's undo this, because I feel I really love this, and it doesn't have that much. I mean, I'm really digging this a lot. So because there's so much of the green that to me is a little overpowering, for me personally, it's up to you. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to invert it. So now basically we can see underneath this layer over here, we can see everything because we put that mask over it. And what I want to do is go ahead, we're going to paint in. So now I'm painting all of it out, okay? And it may seem kind of crazy, but I am going to paint what she's done out, even though I like it, okay? And you can see right there, there's a problem. We'll fix that. So I'm just gonna do things that I like, because now what we're gonna do is use this refine mask over here to the left, and then I'm going to fix my problems. So refine really looks at the edges when you kind of mess up, and it takes the edges and it refines it and makes it a better mask, which is really cool. Now I did the opposite, right? I went ahead and I just painted this because it was a small portion. Oh yeah, I have to fix this right here. So let me fix this. See, it's taking that away. All right, so see how it's done the edges really much better, much better. I might have a little bit of problems. Let's see. No, I think it's good. I'll tell you, that refined edge is perfect. Okay, so now I've done that after, but I'm seeing another thing that I really like from her post-processing, and that is this strip right in here. So I love that. So I could go back to this, and I'll just go back and forth until it looks more of a natural feel, you know. Okay. Looking pretty. I put music on and I just play, you know, to my heart's content, and just kind of try new things. So here's the before, and here is the after. Now, another thing you could do, take the density off, which means, okay, let's get out of the mask. Now, do you see the opacity? Because this is the one on the top that has 100% opacity, right? That's what you post-process. Here's the top one. So if you're saying, oh, Janice, I like some of that pop, I want some of that green back in there, well, that's fine. You can always play with your opacity. This layer is, you can see it's in color right here. So I'll just play with that opacity until I say to myself, okay, do I like it? And I just go back and forth and look at it and say, okay, this is cool. I dig this because it's not overpowering. I'm gonna try something, I'm curious. Oh, I don't want that crop. I was playing with something earlier. So we want to reset the crop. Now what I'm doing is I'm looking at your image and I'm saying to myself, what? I look here, over here to the right, and I look to the left. And I actually really like it. So I don't know if I would even crop it. You know, Janice is a cropper. So I'm looking at this flow. That's beautiful. I love this on the third. This is a little tight right here. But you know, it's tight here, so it kind of goes with it. Okay, we'll go ahead and go back to me and answer some questions and then dive into the equipment section. Hello, did you guys like that better? I'm wondering if it's better for me to do that because you could see the little red dot, you could see the clicks. I just thought it was so much better to do this in a video. And another thing that I thought too, that I may do, I'm debating on it, is that when I make these little videos, I may put them out later on. So if you guys don't want to watch the whole video, then if you're in the macro, you know, the whole show again, and if you're in the macro Facebook group, what I could do is take these videos that I make for you guys and throw them into, you know, keep them separate and then put them into the Macro Chat Live Facebook group, and then you guys can go to them easily. So I was thinking about making like a separate channel, or not a separate channel, but a separate area just for these. And then this way you guys could go back to it. You don't have to search for it. I mean, Ashley does do the show notes, and then you can go ahead and say, oh, this is where this was at. But some of you guys may just want to go straight to that. So this is you know, my mind's thinking again, and I'm thinking about doing that. So if you're in the Facebook group, if you're not, please join the Macro Facebook group. Again, it will be down below. And let me know what you guys think about it. And if you're down for it, I'll do that extra step. I have no problem at all. So Eugenie, tell me if you have any questions and if that helped you. I really did try to get to the, you know, to help you with the questions that you have. I mean, there's no way in 1 hour we could even talk about all of On1, but the more questions you guys have on anything, Lightroom, On1, I'm a Topaz person, I'm addicted to software. You guys ask and I will do this for you. I figured this would be a great area in the critique section so you could actually see what I'm talking about if we're going to dive into software. We won't always do that. So here is again, you know, the image that she had before which I just love the vertical look. And then here is the image that is straight raw, which is beautiful. And then here is the little bit of what I was playing with. So, I mean, it's just, it's all about taste, but really it was really about just sharing with you the techniques to play an On1. And this way you could take this video and stop and, go to different locations. And if you have a question, then I can help you. So if you have questions, definitely ask. We're going to go ahead and dive into the equipment section because we're almost done with the show already. I can't believe it's almost an hour. Yes, it is. There's two things I wanted to share with you, actually. So On1, I'm going to share, and let me get this link to you guys. So let's see. Eugenie, yes. Thank you, Janice. Beautiful. Yes, it is a beautiful, isn't it? I love Eugenie's image. So yes. Okay. So again, if you have questions, definitely let me know, Eugenie, and I will get it out to you. So I am sharing with you On1. Holy moly, have they changed it up? So I have to tell you, when I was using On1, I never used it by itself. So I would go into Lightroom, do the basic corrections, go into Photoshop so I really could dive into major layers. And then I would I would go into On1, work onto On1, and then bring it back to Photoshop. And the reason why I did that is because there's several reasons, but one of the main reason was the dual monitor. So for me, as what I do is I have two monitors. So this is what's new. See this dual monitor? I have one monitor that's totally calibrated all the time. I have another monitor that's not really calibrated. It's kind of more like factory. I do this purposely because it's for kind of like what people would see that are not photographers, just any mojo that doesn't even know what a calibration is. So I have that on another actual monitor. But when I'm post-processing, this dual monitor is huge for me. And so in Photoshop, I could make another window and do that, but On1 didn't have it. And it was so frustrating. And I actually would request, hey, this is a big changer for me personally, is to have this dual monitor. So there's another thing that I love about On1 is they give you loyalty rewards when you order. You always get free presets every month, something, a lot. You get books to learn, you get textures, all these fun little things that you get in the mail, the emails, and it's a perfect marketing tool to help you learn On1. Another thing that is very cool that they have just worked with, and I haven't done this yet, and I am going to do this, and I'll let you know when I'm on a show, when I'm by myself, is that they have gotten, it's not in here, I don't think it's in here yet, but what it is all of us that have Lightroom, in Lightroom, we now have the ability to take all our information that we've done in Lightroom and bring it all into On1. So everything that we've done, it will copy it over. I'm going to do that, and I will let you know on the next show how it worked. So the reason why I like that is because I've done so much work in Lightroom that I don't want to replicate all of that again. They say that I can do that. It'll take 4 to 8 hours doing that, but I plan on doing it. So another reason why I love On1, I feel On1 and Photoshop are like one. So it's like you have On1, you have a Lightroom and you have Photoshop in one program. And they have made things so easy now when it comes to editing and syncing your edits. You can sync one thing just like, we do in Lightroom. You could do that. The keywords, I use a plugin that is in Lightroom for keywords, but I'm going to check this hierarchy keyword and see how it works. But since I have all the Lightroom stuff already over, and you guys, if you use Lightroom and use it over, I'm telling you, man, On1 is rocking it because it truly is made by photographers. They ask the questions that and you guys should be involved with it. If you don't like something, you need something, connect with On1. They really do pay attention to what we want as photographers. Another thing that I think is very cool is nowadays your phone is getting better and better. And so Apple Photos, this is something for me. I thought, oh my gosh, this is cool. I'll play with Apple Photos. I do play with Lightroom, that I have the Lightroom version of this. So I'll play with this and let you know. But yes, it is faster. So you know how in Lightroom you have to upload your import, that you don't have to import it on one. It sees everything that your images are, where they're at, and it's non-destructive, just like Lightroom, but you don't have to upload or import and do all this other crap. It's just right there. So it's so easy to be able to, and for me, it's been fast, way faster than using Lightroom. So it has the layers. That's what I'm telling you. This reminds me of Photoshop. The masking is amazing. Holy moly, the masking is so good. Here it is. It does show you. So it tells you how to migrate your Lightroom. I don't use text, so I didn't really care about that. Some of you guys might like it. This is the master. It has an HDR workflow. I'm telling you the truth, I have never done that, so I might not do. We'll see how it works. I'm willing to try anything. So it's just a beautiful focus stacking, yes, for basics. And it does align your images, especially if you're moving for macro photographers. If you're doing stuff super close, like over 1-to-1 in micro, no, this is not, but neither Lightroom or Photoshop. You got to get into Helicon Focus or Zareen Stacker, or you must be absolutely, I don't know. I don't like to take the time to manually do all my stuff. So I like to shoot. I'll just bring this out right here, and then I'm going to share with you really quick. Down here is, this one is the best. It's once a year, $129. If you have, now listen, I'm going to tell you something too. I'm not sitting here selling them because I'm affiliated with them, because I'm affiliated with Topaz. I'm affiliated with almost every software that's out there because I love it, and I'm a professional photographer, and then I love what they do. But I'm telling you that I really, really, honestly, truly love On1. And for Lightroom and Photoshop, it's about $120 a year. So this is awesome. It's $9 more, but you get all these presets and LUTs and all kinds of stuff for free, and they give you tons of stuff to learn. It's just like, I'm just like so stoked right now, as you could tell. I should be in like the commercials or something. Let me go into On1 real quick. Let me see. Before we get into, let me get out of this, and I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. So I just want to share real quick On1. This is behind the scenes of what we were doing. And down here below, this is how you can go ahead and do so many different things with the second. You can even split it in half. So if you only have one screen, it's still cool. You could split it in half, and you can have one image where you're categorizing and then other image where you're actually maybe post-processing. I mean, it's really, really cool. And over here, here's the browse. And then here's the edit. This is what I'm digging right here. What I love is that the layers are right here. I don't have to go anywhere now. Here's my development. Here's the effects. If I want to do a portrait, here's the portraits. Here is when I want to locally, that means adjust areas just in a certain area that, like I was doing for Eugenie. So, I mean, over here, there's, you got favorites. There's so much to do that I can't really go. It's already been an hour on this show, but of course you ask questions. Okay, we could go ahead and go back to me because it's almost done with the show. Let me see if you guys have one. Any questions? Love the software section. Yeah. Pat, On1 and Photoshop are very much the same, except On1 is much easier to learn. Yeah, you know why? Because it's more for photographers. And, Photoshop, you could do a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff because it's made for graphic designers. It's made for a lot of different people too, not just photographers. So, yeah, Photoshop, I still like Photoshop, but I know in my heart, I'm going to definitely dive in deeper now and actually use it more as getting into the On1 program, especially if I can get my Lightroom stuff over, then I'm golden. So it's going to the end. So for some of you guys that don't know me, let's go ahead and share the get to know me video. We'll wrap it up.
To get to know me better, go to sullivanjphotography.com. And while you're at it, scroll down and click on the Grab Freebies and 14 days free for our membership. You'll get insider info from me, challenges, and receive tips on my latest work. Go ahead and sign your name and your email, and I'll see you inside. Cheers!
All right, you guys, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your other photographer friends, and hopefully we can get some more macro shooters in here chatting and joining and really having fun seeing macro close-up and micro photography. Again, we'll be back in 2 weeks, and I should have Monica Royale on the show so you could check out her amazing water drops. That's what got me intrigued. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to hear her story. And I will put her website down below. And if you have any questions after the fact, just go ahead, ask questions down in the comments section. I am there all the time. I've just put the show only on YouTube now. We are here every other Thursday. So always remember that your 1,000 words does make a difference. Take care, everyone. Cheers.